Hundreds of thousands of wholesalers out learn this business and learn actually how to get rich, how to get successful, how to make a ton of money in wholesaling real estate. I still get asked this question, especially in 2024. I get a lot of wholesalers asking me, how do I get more leads? How do I get more motivated sellers to actually want to sell their properties? And you always believe the answers, right? You probably got an ad before this video. If you scroll through Instagram, if you search wholesaling, right? Unfortunately, I get hit with these ads all the time. You don't pay until we close, or unless you close, right? And all these crazy things. Your number one answer to this question is, how do I get more leads? Is pay a bunch of money, right? Pay a guru $5,000 to learn the secret. Pay this marketing agency $3,000. Pay this one person, and unless you close the deal, you don't have to pay them, but there's all these clauses and crazy things, right? And you kind of get stuck in this trap where when you are going out here and trying to seek, I have no money, or, I'm stuck in this position, right? Maybe I don't have a ton of money, right? I don't have $4,000 to drop. Like, I'm trying to feed my kids. I'm just trying to stay afloat. How do I become successful? How do I get leads in wholesaling real estate, right? We're getting asked these questions. You get inundated with this trap of, unless you are dropping basically your life savings away, right? Unless you were literally out here willing to drop your life savings away, you can't be successful. You can't make any money in wholesaling real estate, right? And the honest truth, a lot of wholesalers believe that this is the case when, frankly, it's not the case at all. You don't need any money. You honestly don't need to be spending a ton of money. You don't have to make any crazy complicated systems. You don't have to be doing any of this crazy stuff. All you really need to do is have a really great setup plan, a great framework. And the number one key I'm going to tell you at the end of this, that really I have found from successful wholesalers and unsuccessful wholesalers. The truth is, what I'm going to tell you today is going to be something that I frankly don't care at the end of the day if you implement yourself. And what I mean by that is, you becoming successful doesn't really change my life too much, because I'm not here to sell you something at the end of this. There's no cash grab at the end. There's no marketing fee. There's no, oh, pay me this money, right? That's not what I'm here. I'm just trying to give you stuff that fundamentally is going to help you out. You see a lot of people trying to give you advice on how to close more sellers or do more leads, when the point of it is to try to extract money from you, right? I'm going to give you advice that's not here to extract money from you. And what I mean by that is, this is going to be advice that if I offend you, if I make you feel bad, if I scare you, I don't care, because you're not a lead to me, right? You are somebody that I want to become successful. I want you to become successful. Because yes, at the end of it, if you become successful, then you can send me a JV. We can all make money, right? That's nice. But at the end of the day, it's my legacy, trying to help as many wholesalers out get in this business for free and become rich with it. So how do I generate leads? In 2024, how do I actually produce deals? How do I make a ton of money wholesaling real estate? What is the key? What do I do, right? The question being asked here, the $1 million thing is, how do I get more leads? What do I have to do? How do I get rich? How do I do this? And how do I really produce the results that I know that I deserve in wholesaling real estate? Like, what is going to be the thing to do? Like, what's the thing where I can get hundreds of leads in seconds? What is going to be that thing? I want to systematize your options, what you can do, and how you actually can become successful. So let's break this all down. Let's go through the systems, and let's go all through this and break it all down. And kind of like I said before, right? I would love to kind of get you all riled up, excited, to go out here and, yeah, you can get rich and successful and all that, right? All these great things. And then sell you so the key here is a $3,000 a month marketing system, and it'll keep you broke, and you can stay broke, you can stay lazy, and all. And I know I make fun of the gurus. I talk about this a lot, and a lot of people get upset at me. But the truth why I have to speak about this is, every day I'm just trying to look at my cousin, right? Like, my cousin's posting funny stuff. When my other cousin has a baby, I try looking at the baby. The baby's cute. And when I'm looking at this, I get ads in between these things. It's like, oh, do you want to become successful? And they're all creative marketing people, right? They're not wholesalers. And the point of it is, they are paying money to extract money from you. They don't actually care if you're successful, right? And the point is, you can stay lazy. You just got to give me money. And it's a perpetual broke cycle where everyone's just trying to extract money from you. And I feel like that's why people like on this channel, is because it's the only one where it's not going to hit you with a $4,000 credit card charge watching this stuff, right? And so, yes, I would love to go tell you, just drop 4 grand a month and do this, this, and this, and you don't have to worry about leads, right? And that's the easy thing for me to do. Right? Like that's how you see everyone do it, right? But drop this type of marketing, go buy this $15,000 program, and I'll tell you the success. Or you should cold call, but if you really want to be good at cold calling, you have to buy the $10,000 program here to learn cold. Like that's what's being told in wholesaling real estate. And I wish I've been wholesaling for 7+ years now. In the 5 years I've been in YouTube about wholesaling real estate, I wish there was one guy outside of me and Rick that just told it straight without a $12,000 program. But it's not. Unfortunately, it's still me and Rick. It's really sad, but it's true. And so the problem is you ask this question, and the reason why I'm setting this up in this way is either any Joe Schmo can drop 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 grand in marketing and get results. Like anyone can. And, this weekend I had some free time. And so I decided I wanted to go listen to every marketing spiel on wholesaling. Like I was a beginner wholesaler again, and be like, okay, if I want to learn how to get leads and get money marketing in wholesaling real estate, let me just do quick Google searches and see the videos posted. And I'm going to mention any names. And every single one was, you got to drop 3 grand. If you have to make money, you have to spend money, right? And every single one was like this. And the only ones that said if you had no money, it was drying for dollars, which, what is that? Like, you still got to spend gas, right? And so the free strategies weren't really there. The only free strategy was a free trial to a software, but they told you couldn't do any free skip tracing, right? No free skip tracing was introduced. It was all paid skip tracing. And the cheapest marketing system I saw was like $300, $400, $500 a month, which I thought was really out of reach, because as a broke bag boy with only $300 in my bank account, that was not an option for me. And I still truly believe anywhere in the education space trying to learn how to make money, wholesaling real estate wise, it's still broken. And so I want to help those people out. With the guys with 500 a month and 3, 4, 5 grand a month, I'll tell you what to do also. But there's some things that spending a bunch of money is not going to help you out. And really, let's break it all down. And Mark says, get on with it. Mark, if you can go show me a HUD showing me you've done millions of dollars last year in assignment fees, I'd love for you to go speak. But Mark, you got to understand, I have to set this up in the correct way as somebody that makes millions of dollars wholesaling real estate, where anyone from any walk of life can go out here and start wholesaling houses. This is a live stream. And a lot of people think I don't look at comments, and I understand this. But I try to set this up in a way where anybody who is sick and tired of the way they've been wholesaling, if you have the attention span of a peanut and you can't watch this more than 8 minutes without complaining about the length of this, you go back to spending 5 grand a month. Go to your guru. Go spend 14 grand with a guru to go learn how to wholesale houses. But I'm set this up in a way of understanding where wholesaling real estate's at, what your options are. Mark, please tell me your options and how much money you made last year. If it's over $1 million, I'd love to know. And you can do your own YouTube channel and speak about this. But I frankly know you ain't doing it. And you're coming on here because you want to understand. But the truth is, Mark, if you want the quick dopamine hit and a 2-minute explanation of what you have to do, you're going to stay broke. Because if you can't understand what I have to say, you don't have the attention span to go to wholesaling.com. You don't know the right scripts. You don't know how to go actually here and talk to a seller. Mark, you don't understand this. You're set up to be perpetually broke. The problem is, Mark, you are the issue. You are the wholesaler I'm calling out in today's video. And this is why I popped your comment on the screen here to let you know. If you have the attention span of a peanut, you are going to stay broke. If you can't go and sit down and listen and actually have let's say an hour to sit down and understand how to actually find wholesaling deals from a millionaire wholesaler, one of the top wholesalers in the country, and you can't understand that, you're going to be broke. You are not going to understand how to do anything. And if you can't even learn to set up where you are as a wholesaler and where most wholesalers are at, making $0 a month in marketing to 100, 2, 3, 4, 500, and then to $5,000, you ain't going to get them. And so the truth here is, I help a lot of broke wholesalers out, and I get people who are stuck in a perpetual loop and they want a change. Mark, you are the issue. You are the guy I'm talking about right now. And the reason why I'm bringing Mark on here is Mark's never going to comment anything back, obviously, because he didn't make $1 million this last year, obviously, so he can't talk about this. But Mark Rushing, you have to sit and be patient. Nothing in life is given fast. If you're watching this video right now because you want to make $1 million in less than 2 weeks, you should get off this video right now. This is not how wholesaling real estate works. I don't understand this. So if you want the get rich quick scheme, this isn't it. This isn't the spend $5,000 to do it, right? Just telling you. So tell us, I want positive, not what does not work. So Mark, if you want to know the truth, you have to be patient. You have to sit down and truly understand this. Wholesaling real estate is a business of attrition. It is doing the work every single day, not getting the instant dopamine hit, which is the opposite of what society expects you to get, and you'll get it. Now, I will tell you, wholesaling real estate is not a get rich quick scheme, but it is a scheme. If you can work hard, you can work hard, get rich quick scheme. It's a weird way to explain it, but me making $20,000 my first month at 17 years old, I worked my butt off. I gave blood, sweat, and tears. And so if you want to make millions of dollars, you're going to first have to make hundreds of thousands of dollars and then go from there. So yeah, if you want to get onto it real fast, buddy, go spend $7,000 for a guru who's going to tell you to spend $7,000 a month. If you want to do that, go the paid route. Unfortunately, that $7,000 course, they have to pay 50% upfront to the commission to the sales guy. The $2,000 they spent on YouTube ads to get you into their program, they're netting $2,000 after you, and they're doing weekly Zooms. And so let's get it going and let's break it down. One last thing from Mark. Love Mark out here. Let me just break this down. So if you guys want to understand why you should listen to Wholesaling Real Estate, I've shown a lot here today, but I swear to you, we'll get to it. But I do want to show. So if you're like him and you want to understand why you should listen to me, why I actually know what I'm talking about and what I can do. For the last 5 years, I've shown pretty much a lot of the deals I've done, a lot of my HUDs, everything I've done. Now, if you want to go out here, before we block Mark out here, let's see here. Where is he? There we go. All right. So let's kind of break this down really quick. And then I don't usually show a lot of these HUDs from people I've helped. But this is just 2023 really quick. We'll get to the other ones out here too. But I like to get this on for Mark so we can understand. So we do this. So these are all people in the past year I've helped. This is Nasser. He made $700,000 in only 2 years, only learning from me absolutely for free. This guy, he did 5 virtual deals in a month. He was able to make $20,000 his first 5 weeks, $50,000 Benji his first deal here. 4 deals at 23. They made $100K. Power couple Ryan and Caleb. They made $100K the first 6 months for my free course. $200,000 his first year there in Texas. Victor made $10,000 his first deal. You can read all these. These are like hour long. Joel, my guy, Fire Damage Properties, with nothing but my help, learning for free, he made $1 million his first year. I can go on again, $100K a month. He's doing a lot of land stuff. Shout out to Jason, $84,000 his first 2 months. I can go on and on forever. If you don't believe me, these are all people. Thanks Zach, thanks Zach, thanks Zach, thanks Zach, thanks Zach and Rick, thanks Zach, thanks Zach, thanks Zach, thanks Zach, thanks Zach and Rick. $10,000 deal. I mean, Mark, like, stay broke. Go buy your guru. Go do his course. Like, I can go on and on forever. So you want to understand why you should listen to me talking about this. I'm not doing this from an ego perspective, but to show you these checks can go on and on and on all day. Okay. I help a lot of people out get rich. Here's the thing. I can talk crap about gurus because first and foremost, no guru has the amount of people that I've helped absolutely for free. There's not one person who has produced more first deals for any other person in the entire country in wholesaling real estate than me. You know why? Because I'm the only person that's in charge for this information. And so let's kind of get rid of the trolls. Let's get all the stupid stuff. Let's talk about the truth here. If you want to get rich wholesaling houses, you have a choice. You can spend $6,000 a month, or you can learn from me for free. These are your choices. I'm here to show you for free. I don't go on here and get people to talk smack at me on the internet while literally getting paid $0. And I don't deal with that to get people to stay broke. I deal with it because it actually produces people and makes them actually change. And so let's talk about this. And I used Mark's little hate there as an example to show that I know what I'm talking about and I've helped a lot of people out. Fortunately, I have to show the proof that no other person has that many checks that they've helped out for people absolutely for free. So let's get into it. And so let's talk about this. In wholesaling real estate, you do not have a lack of leads. You have a lack of tracking leads. This is going to be your main issue. I help a lot of people out. And the one thing I love on these live streams and other live streams I do, and this is really important, okay, is when people are struggling to start producing 10 grand a month, 8 grand a month, 12, 20, 30 grand a month, right? They feel like they don't have enough leads, and that's their issue. And really, that is a symptom of the real problem. It's like saying I have a sore throat when really you have strep throat or something like that. The sore throat's the real problem. It's like, no, let's look at the source of the problem. So yes, you lack leads, but what is the source of your problem, right? And I'm kind of like a doctor on here where I have to look around and see what's going on. Is it your lack of calling? Do you have bad lists? Do you have bad skip tracing? Right? You got to look at all these things. And after my experience looking at systems, doing virtual wholesaling all over the country and all these JV deals, it's really easy for me to kind of pinpoint the problem. There's usually most businesses like a bottleneck that we got to fix, and we can help you out a lot. But the real thing that I can tell you that I don't see a lot of wholesalers really focusing on too much, it drives me crazy here, but you're lacking tracking in your business. And what I mean by that is you're not tracking your leads. And if you're watching this right now and you're not tracking the leads you get, if you're not tracking the amount of cold calls you're making, if you're not tracking the SMS you're doing, the driving for dollars, or any of the marketing that you do, you are set up for failure. Because if you do not track the leads are going to track you, and the leads are going to run you over. And so if you let their leads run themselves, they're just going to run into the ground. They know what they're doing, right? It's like when you have a dog and you don't train it well. Guess what the dog's going to do? The dog's going to be bad. And if you treat the dog well and you train it well, the dog's going to be good. Drives me crazy. But it's not a lack of leads, but a lack of tracking, which is your issue. And so we have to first and foremost talk about, we need to start tracking our stuff. All right. I see a lot of wholesalers. And like I said before, I'm already a millionaire many times over. Make a lot of money wholesaling houses. I'm trying to become the biggest wholesaler in the country with JV deals. That's one big thing I'm trying to do. But obviously, I can just make millions of dollars just virtually wholesaling and wholesaling by myself, right? So I'm going to say this in the nicest way. In my heart, okay? In my heart, I'm saying this in the nicest way possible. But if you feel like you don't have enough leads and you don't know what you're doing and you don't make plans, there is a reason why. And I'm saying this in a nice way. I'm not saying this to offend you. I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm not saying this to call you a crybaby, but you are operating in your feelings and how hard I felt I worked for the day. And that is how I operate in wholesaling. And I'm not saying this is an offensive thing, but I used to be a victim of this. And I know a lot of people are a victim of this, right? That they operate of, I feel like I should do this list today, and that's what I'm going to do. I feel like I should text right now, or I feel like this is a driving for dollars day, right? I feel. They wake up in the morning and they decide, oh, what should I do today? Oh, let me look at all my leads and see which ones to follow up with, right? I feel like I should call. The problem is when you operate in how I'm feeling, you're going to skip 3 weeks of cold calling cash buyers. You're going to skip 3 weeks of texting. You're going to skip trying for dollars for a month, right? When you operate off of your feelings without any discipline at all or accountability, you're going to be broke. You're going to have absolutely no structure in your life. And discipline, it will create freedom, but you have no discipline, you're not going to do well, right? Now, the greatest military of all time is the United States, hands down. Shout USA, USA, right? But the truth is, whenever you look at two militaries, right, especially in history, I love reading history, military, all this stuff. When you look at the best militaries of all time that absolutely destroyed others, the one biggest difference between a great leader, obviously, is the discipline the soldiers had. If they were given orders, did they follow those orders to a T? And did they follow them wisely? And yes, you can have the greatest discipline, but if you have a bad strategy, it all comes amok, right? Or if you want to go study the greatest, really the leaders or people of all time, right? Discipline is a huge thing. And without discipline, or accountability or planning, you'll never get anywhere, right? And last week was MLK's birthday. I love MLK. I always write a thing every year on his birthday about him because he's one of the greatest leaders of all time. And I just love what his values and what he stands for. And one parallel, I love using him with business, right? I always love in life, the way he approaches things, but the way he looked at things that works with business, right? I'm not trying to profit off of his advice, but you can use his advice to make money. He was one of the most disciplined men I have ever read and researched. And what I mean by that is he was disciplined in his mind. And a lot of people don't understand with MLK, Martin Luther King Jr., he's had a lot of adversity. He's had a lot of things where he always kind of took the other cheek away, right? And it was kind of from his religious background he did that, but I'm not talking about that. But what I mean by that is when he wanted to do something, like actually get stuff done, he planned it out. He didn't say, I feel like doing this today and just like went off willy nilly, right? He made plans. He worked hard on them and he worked at that plan every day until it was perfect, right? His speeches, his marches, all this stuff. It's all instituted with discipline. And it's such a cool thing to look at that. And when he hit adversity, he still did his discipline. He still did what he had to do every single day. And he never was, when he had adversity, he always kept the discipline with him and accountability and all these great things, right? And that's kind of where the buck stops with business and him. He's got other stuff, but like the interesting thing you have to be looking at in your wholesaling operations is when you run off of feelings and how you feel, it ain't going to get you anywhere. Without accountability, without discipline, without showing up every single day when things get tough and just keep going and not saying I quit and just never ever stop when the going got tough and never cared what other people thought, you're just doing what you had to do. That's why militaries win. That's why great MMA fighters or competitors win. They always had discipline, right? And the reason why I say MLK, not like sports, because I use a lot of sports analogies, obviously. And so I'm not going to say, oh, you got to be a Kobe Bryant type guy. Because everyone knows Kobe Bryant worked out like 7 hours a day, right? Let's use another example today. But discipline is going to be the key here. A lot of wholesalers are failing right now because they go out here. When they go out here and they operate off of feelings. Stop operating off of your feelings. Stop operating off of how you feel for the day. A lot of wholesalers feel like, I worked really hard today. I should stop doing what I got. No, you can't be doing this, okay? You cannot operate off of your feelings. I feel like I worked really hard today. I should take a break. The problem is you can't quantify what's hard or not. Your human brain's really, really weird. Where if you only work 2 hours a day, let's talk about being an accountant, something boring. Most accountants work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, 40 hours a week, right? Standard, right? If you took an accountant and you had him work 2 hours a day and you told him you had to work 8 hours today, he's going to be sad. He's going to, oh my gosh, I'm working 4 times harder than him. This is insane. Because he's mentally used to working that 2 hours. And when he works 3 hours, he thinks he's exhausted. He is at overtime. He is at his max limit, right? And you take a guy that works 8 hours a day, and he's used to it. His body's used to it. And you say you only have to work 2 hours. This is a joke for him. This is easy. 3 hours. Oh my gosh, right? And what's the difference between these two people? The difference is their expectations of what hard work was. And so when you go off of what you feel is hard work and you're used to being broke and lazy and you play video games and TikTok, I'm not saying that's you, but a lot of these type of people, when they have to actually do something that's cold calling and tough and difficult, and you put them there, they think an hour of cold calling is difficult. And then, oh my gosh, I worked so hard today. That's all I'm doing, right? When you just got to track and you listen to someone like, hey, this is a standard for us. And that's the point. You have to have a standard for yourself and have a numeral factor of what you have to do. That is it. If you operate off of feelings and how hard you feel, you are going to stay broke. You have to stay ahead of your competition. You have to do what actually takes success. And after helping people around the entire country, learning how to wholesale houses do really well, there's quantifiable numbers to this business. You have to learn how to start doing it. So broke people avoid accountability. Rich people implement discipline daily. Now, this is all raw. I think if you watch this channel enough, you kind of understand what I'm talking about, right? You understand this. But for the people in the back, the marks out there, you have to implement discipline. I will be nowhere in my life without discipline. I love schedules. The more scheduling I make in my life, I feel like the more money I make, because it gives me more free time because I'm disciplined and scheduled out. So I can go out here and do it. I'll tell you this. One thing that I have found is if I had random days where I worked out every single day, like just whenever I felt like working out, I'd never work out because I don't feel like working out half the time. But because I have disciplined schedule, it's easy. It's fine. I start using this implementation on my bandit signs, my cold calling, drying for dollars, all the things when I'm starting out. It works really, really stinking well. And so let's kind of talk about this. We're getting to wholesaling real estate. We want to make money. When we want to get rich, what do? I'll tell you this. The best lead gen strategy, and I'm actually going to tell you my favorite lead gen strategy, but before this, I do want to, spoiler alert, tell you the best lead gen strategy is going to be the one that's going to keep you disciplined. And that is the point of today. Whatever is going to keep you actually talking to motivated sellers daily, what's actually going to have you make money wholesaling, whatever is going to have you actually sit your dumb butt down and do the work that actually needs to be done, that is what is going to be the best lead gen strategy. Because whatever you enjoy kind of the most, probably you'll enjoy it more, which means you'll do it more, which means you'll make money doing this, right? That's the point. And so if it's cold calling, texting, email blasting, MLS wholesale, whatever it is, heck, FISBOs maybe just a little bit, right? Whatever it's going to have you actually go out here and do the work, go do it. Just that, the number one lead gen strategy is whatever keeps you disciplined, whatever is going to have you actually do the work. That being said, let's kind of break down if you don't know what to do, right? If you're a virtual wholesaler, you're a broke wholesaler, you're a rich, what you got to do, right? Like what is actually the things that we have to do? Now, I would say if you are a virtual wholesaler, or let's say you're a beginner, I would say for most people, and might be a broken record here, but I would 100% tell my best advice is to cold call. And I've said this a lot. I'm not here to sell you a cold. It seems like I'm selling you some cold calling course, but I'm not. Cold calling niche lists for about 10 hours a week is going to be the best for most beginners and virtual wholesalers. The truth is a lot of wholesalers have this perpetual fear of talking to sellers over the phone. It's just having a conversation with a seller. It's so scary. It freaks most people out. They can't handle it. They don't understand. It's mind-blowing how scary it is talking to a motivated seller. But they just don't have the experience. And the experience comes with just doing it. And if you can just kind of sit in that cold, icy tundra of cold calling, it feels like it gets easier. And so if you're in the winter and you're from Miami and you spend 30 winters in Minnesota, right? You're going to get more used to it. The winter is going to be less scary when it's cold outside the 30th time than it is the first time because you're just used to it. The fear is gone. The what ifs, you're going to be a vet at this, right? And so if you're a virtual wholesaler, putting at least 10 hours a week into niche lists are going to help you out because I think a lot of wholesalers have this issue of they're cold calling these big fat lists from a lead service. And you kind of get upset, right? You have to call a bunch of leads just to get one decent motivated seller, or you have to pay a bunch of money for VAs and systems like that, right? When frankly, all you really have to do is if you get a niched out list, a probate, a code violation, a water shutoff list, right? Heck, even a drawing for dollars list, a stacked leads list, right? Even the IRS debt lien list that you can learn from my free wholesaling course. By the way, I have a course where I teach wholesaling for free because I don't have 300 hours of wholesaling content just to say in one day, right? It's 10 days, but I don't have that. I have a free wholesaling course where it kind of breaks all of that down. You go to freewholesaling.com. But I would say 10 hours of niche lists a day is going to be my best advice for you. Now, if you're a busy wholesaler, you don't have that much time, or you just, let's say you don't want to cold call. There's people that I tell them do it. They don't do it. You have other options, right? I did not get my first wholesaling deal cold calling, by the way. I've probably had the second most deals by cold calling. Number one, still direct mail. I would say that drawing for dollars and reverse drawing for dollars are going to be your best bets. If you're a busy guy, right? You only have 5 hours, 6, 7 hours, right? I would say drawing for dollars and reverse drawing for dollars are going to be your best bets for success here, because drawing for dollars and reverse drawing for dollars, it's the best ROT. And ROT stands for return on time, right? Everyone focuses on ROI, return on my investments. But what you need to start focusing on is your return on time, how much time you put in this business, and actually how many great wholesaling real estate leads you're going to produce. Because once you can produce a ton of leads and really not that much time, that's going to be the best bang for your buck. So if you only have like 5 hours, for example, if you have less than 5, we're going to have a little chit chat. I love talking to wholesalers that say they have no time when they sleep 9 hours a day and they work out for 4 hours a day. Those are actually my favorites. But honestly, 5 hours a day at minimum, you can reverse drive for dollars. Now, if you say, oh, Virtual though, you're gonna have to do some cold calling, and there's some other things you can do, like we've kind of talked about. But I would say these are the two bases. And so for lead generation strategy, it's never just one thing. I'm a big proponent on testing, like you guys have probably heard me say a million times, right? We want to make sure that on our niche type of lists, what lists are going to work really well, or what lists actually produce results. There's a million niche lists, but like there's code violations. Some markets, code violations are stupid insane. Like they work really stinking well. There are other markets where code violations don't work. Same thing drawing for dollars. Same thing with fire damage properties and and tax liens and water shutoff lists and arrest records. Right. Some areas work really well. Sometimes vacants work really well. And sometimes vacants suck. Every market, the lists are just a little bit different of what works and what doesn't work. And so my job here is just to get a base of a good marketing channel, start testing out lists and see what's popping and what's not. I love fishing. I talk about fishing a lot. When I'm not the smartest guy when it comes to fishing, but I'm pretty proficient with it because I'll go check out an area. I'll try a bunch of different baits. I'll try a bunch of different rods. I'll go in a bay boat. I'll go in a center console. I'll go in a dinghy boat. I don't really care. And I'll figure out, hey, this bait right here, this rod, when I do it, I catch the most fish in this area. I'm going to start doing more of that. And the thing that doesn't work, it's not, it's like what babies do, right? If they eat something, they like it, they eat more of it, and they eat something they don't like it, like broccoli, they don't eat more of it. It's human nature, even from a psychological base. That's how we work as human beings. And a lot of people throw that away, right? They throw discipline away, and they throw the way we got to be doing things. And so basically wholesalers, drive for dollars, reverse drive for dollars, niche lists. That's what we got to be doing. And a base for all people, right? Especially if you have no money. If you have some money, sure, there's more things you can do. But what I'll tell you is if you have no money at all, you need to be at minimum. And I have free texting systems at wholesaling.com. Usually be texting 50 to 100 sellers a day. I was watching that. Oh, Lord. I'm not a guru, guys. So I have my marketing assistant write this all down. I literally wrote this myself while I was watching the Texans. It was a little bit of the Texans game yesterday, and then it was the I think it was mostly. I think I wrote that during the Texans game. Yeah, and then a little bit of the Lions, I guess. Well, but really, 50 to 100 sellers a day is probably going to be the best bet for you. All right. I would also say you need to be posting around 7 digital bandit signs a week. And now, if you're asking yourself this question, what's a digital bandit sign, right? If you're asking yourself that question, you obviously 100% haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, which if you're watching this, you need to subscribe to it. You obviously haven't gone through my free course. It's called freewholesaling.com, where I teach you how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free. Literally just go to freewholesaling.com. I show you exactly how to do it the right way. It drives me insane. But if you don't do it, just go to freewholesaling.com right here. It's my free real estate wholesaling course where I'll teach you absolutely for free how to get going and how to get rich wholesaling real estate. But honestly, it drives me nuts that most people will watch this video. They still won't go through the course. A lot of them being lazy bums. Go through the course, learn how to wholesale, charge you $0 to get through it. The truth is a lot of people need some education to get in this business, but I'm doing it in a format that costs no money. You go in there, there's not one credit card to put in. You just click there, boom, learn wholesaling real estate absolutely for free. The truth is why I do this is because I want you to get the experience of spending $8,000 on a course with the best information without spending it. That is it. That's all I got. That's it. I could charge you $5,000 for it. I could get a lot of people signing up every single day with it, but I don't do it. Try to give it out absolutely for free. Now, if you want some more faster leads, right? Digital bandit signs are probably going to be the best ways to do it because at 10 p.m. at night, 11, midnight, 1 a.m., you can post these digital bandit signs in Facebook groups. You can post them in Craigslist places. Use AI to write the scripts for you. Oh, how do I get that? Free wholesaling course. Duh. But you got to understand that if you're not consistently texting these leads texting leads for free from your personal cell phone, Google Voice on the AI scripts I teach you, and you're not posting these digital beta signs, at least 7 a week, you're behind the 8 ball on the wholesaler that's more hungry, that wants it more. Because if you don't want it more, you're not going to get it. Who wants it more? At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Now, if you want some other leads faster, I would recommend a lot of people JV with other wholesalers. This is something I don't speak too crazy about that compare to what I do, because I do a lot of JVing. If you want to get the leads fast and you actually have a lot of cash buyers and you've done some deals, I would say if you want to if you want to produce some lead generation, JV with people. Literally go to the comments on this live stream and say, hey, I've closed 14 deals in the past week. I closed 14 deals in the past 2023, in the past year. And I'm looking, if you're in Central Arkansas, if you want to JV with me, I have all the buyers I can help you dispo. Split the deal 50-50. Boom, right? Go do it. The problem is nobody posts on my YouTube comments about that. They don't go in the comments on my Facebook group, Wholesaling Houses for Real. FY, Wholesaling Houses for Real has 127,800 people. That's a lot of people, FYI. That's 128,000 people, basically. Do you think you can JV with one person out of 128,000? That's a lot of people, okay? 128,000 people. It's insane, okay? And so if you want leads fast, JV with wholesalers. That's one thing I don't think a lot of people are doing if you've done deals before, because everyone wants to be anonymous and all that. And that's great and all. If I knew what JVing was when I started out, I'd be on YouTube 2 years before that, right? But I was a big proponent on getting rich first and then learning this process and growing with it. And I learned JV was the best platform to go from there. But you want leads fast, JV. Just let people know who you are. Have some sort of online Facebook presence. Hey, my name's Zach. I do deals. Go from there, right? If you want leads fast, JV with wholesalers, you should be good to go. Now, understanding this, leads don't generate without action. There's no action without a reaction. Understand that. And so if I want to make money, the only way that money is produced is through action, doing something, making a change, turning nothing into something. Something has to move. And so you sitting up a lazy bum, not cold calling enough, it don't matter, because there's someone else in your market that wants it more, that's going to get it. So leads don't generate without action. Remember this: movement, momentum, change, right? Leads, money. They don't come from nothing. They come from hard work. They come from actually working. And if you're struggling right now to get leads and you aren't working, if you're struggling to get leads and you're not working, like, the leads aren't going to come. You have to go out here and do the work. And the last question is, what is your excuse? Are you perpetually blaming other people for why you're not rich? Or are you blaming your own self? Are you like Mark and saying, oh, you're just bad, that's why I'm not rich, that's why I'm poor? No, you're broke because you keep blaming other people of why you're broke. It's the system, man. It's because of what I look like. It's because of the country I was born in. It's because I have an accent. Guys, there's always somebody who was born into a worse situation than you that is way more rich than you. So it's not the system. It's not people looking at you saying, oh, I don't want to do that. No, there's somebody with a thicker accent that looks crazier than you. No, that's never the excuse. It's because that person implemented discipline in their life. They made the change and they started doing more wholesaling deals. And so your excuse is it's a roadblock you have in your head of what you got to do. That is it. Guys, if you want to get rich, want to make a change yourself. There's no change in your life without a change. That's it. Get rich. That's how we do it. And so what I want to do right now is talk to y'all about wholesaling. So let's answer some questions you guys have. Love doing that. Let me pop a StreamYard link on. If you want to talk to me for free one-on-one, I love talking to everyone video call style, see what I can help you out with it, and go from there. So shout out to Lisa Fax. Appreciate that. Finally made it to a live. Awesome. Awesome. You can wholesale from any age, 100%. So let's kind of pop this up and talk about this phone charger. That is a legit name, I bet. Is this live or pre-recorded? I popped up your comment live to tell you this is pre-recorded. No, it's a live. I I didn't snap at Guru Trained Mark for no reason. Okay. Let's see here. Faith over feeling. Faith's cool. You know, you can have a faith in it, but you have to work for it, right? That's what it's all about. Opportunities will come to you, but if you don't work for it, and if you squander the blessings you were given, you won't get any better. Let's see here. Let's see here. David, what's up? David says, facts, nothing big comes from easy or big. You have to put in the work and see the big wins. Mic drop. That's it. One deal, second deal, third deal, fourth deal, fifth deal. It all comes from there. That's how you actually become successful. And that's actually how you make money wholesaling real estate. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's see. Thoughts on AV says thoughts on this guy's scripts and processes. I don't know who AV, the guy you're talking about, but if they have a script and they have a process, they probably have a $15,000 program for you. As of today, I don't know anyone that doesn't have a funnel that's not going to try to get you to pay money that has a completely free course. So I would say no, because I don't know who that dude is. But my guess is if they have a secret script and process, they're here to charge you money. So yeah, if you want to ever see me live or in person on a coaching type thing, you just send me a JV deal. I'll give you a free ticket. That's how I do things. Let's see. Yeah, everyone's getting bombarded with ads. They're bad. I don't know why. But like, I'm just trying to just chill out, hang out. I looked on Instagram the other day. I was like, wow, that's not good. And you know me, you know, I'm trying to find the good memes about the Bills losing in football. And like, I get ads from these gurus saying, buy my course, buy my course. I'm like, I just want to see Josh Allen crying memes. It just drives me crazy. Let's see. All right. Visionary says, see, when Drawing for Dollars leads call me back, say, yeah, I called to see if you had a property you want to sell. Is that good, or is there something else I would be saying? So Drawing for Dollars leads, if it's a reverse Drawing for Dollars leads, and they're say, yeah, I called to see if you had a, and wait, and you, how did you write this? Like, I'm losing brain cells reading this. Yeah, I called to see if you had a property you wanted to sell. No, that's not good. It depends how you approach it. So if you left a sticky note that says, hey, you called me on a sticky note saying you're looking to buy my house. Well, yeah, hey, my name is Zach. Me and my partner were going around. We're just driving around the area, and we saw your house, and it seemed like something that we might have wanted to buy. We put quite a amount of sticky notes out because we are looking to buy a ton of houses. Please remind me, what was your address again? And are you looking to sell the property? Simple as that. Or if you cold call somebody, leave a voicemail. I like kind of saying like, hey, we're trying to call some properties we're looking to buy that met our criteria. Probably an area where my partner and I have actually bought in a house before. What was the address of the property? Are you looking to sell it? You just go from there. So let's answer some questions. Let me pop up. I like hopping on, talking to people one-on-one. Problem is I love talking comments, right? But like I need context to situations. Right? So let me pop this one up and go from here. All right, let's see what questions we got. Number one, we have Zach Ginn. Do you have a real name?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, my name is Eddie.
Eddie?
Yes.
Why did you write your chin?
No, that's just my email from when I was like 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's up?
I was wondering. Well, first of all, I wanted to say thank you for like all the free stuff you put out on YouTube. You actually helped me a lot with just like your videos alone for free. So thank you. But I was gonna ask you. So if you're gonna do this virtually, how can you send a contract like without ever seeing the person face to face?
So I mean, virtual wholesaling, right? And
Yeah.
so is the problem signing the contract without seeing it? Like, what's the issue here?
Yeah. Like, well, no. How can I get it to the other person?
So, Eddie.
Yeah.
How many live streams have you watched me?
This is my first one.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
How many times have I said the word freewholesaling.com, you think, today?
Yeah, I'm on it right now. But I'm on just like the welcome video first.
Okay, good. So first and foremost, that question's answered in the virtual wholesaling. The reason why I'm saying that is the whole talking to a seller with a contract virtually is like a 3-hour like explanation. Now, the quick express version, you need to go through the course, FYI, and then you keep coming back out here. But to explain to the seller, say, hey, Eddie, the way our company does things is we actually go and get an agreement up front with you, and then someone from our team actually goes by and see the house. Unfortunately, if you went to go see the house on every single person that wanted to sell their property, usually we don't have an agreement up front, and it just wastes our time or resources, and we are looking to buy quite a good amount of homes.
Right.
And so that's why I was just trying to be straightforward with you. And honestly, when we go out here and see the property, if we don't have an agreement up front, we have to do all these inspections and we have to go and do all this analysis. And really, when people come by, we just look at the house and just confirm what you say.
Right.
And so we trust what you have to say. Maybe you can send us some pictures, maybe not. And we can get an agreement up front. So Eddie, tell me a little bit more about the property and then you just go from there. I know I said it like that, but you have to go through the course because it kind of explains it like that a little better. But it's all about how you present yourself to the seller.
Right. So that was really just off the top of my head, the only question. But I'm going to go ahead and watch the whole course and just continue watching this live stream.
Where do you live? What market are you in?
I'm in Sherman, Texas.
Sherman, Texas?
Yes.
All right. Let me look up Sherman, Texas.
All right.
Sherman, Texas. What's the biggest city near you?
I think Dallas.
Okay. Sherman, Texas. All right. In Grayson County?
Yes.
So my guy, how far are you from Plano?
I would say about like 45 minutes.
So Eddie, we are going to not virtually wholesale. You're in a very good wholesaling market. Okay, my guy.
So
you have a blessing. So
okay, that's awesome.
No virtual wholesaling. Okay.
Okay.
This is why you need to hop on the one-on-ones, my guy, which is good. I'm happy you did.
Right. Me too.
Stay where you're at, man. I know your county, Grayson's got 43,000 people, but you're 45 minutes away from one of the best markets in the country if you know what you're doing.
Okay, so do you think I should like go and meet them face to face, or could I not?
Let me ask you a question, Eddie.
In the same city?
So, Eddie, are you serious about wholesaling?
Absolutely. That's the
one thing I
want to do. No, absolutely not.
Do you give up easy?
No.
Okay, you said no. So go and see them in person.
Okay, sounds good.
Easy. I'm giving you an exception to my rules because you live so close to such a good wholesaling market. I think it's worth it. Now, if Dallas was good and Plano and McKinley that kind of sucked, then sure. But Plano's it's hot right now, man. Fresco too. You're in a good area, dude. You just kind of implement what I have to say, and you'll do well. I've helped a lot of wholesalers in your same shoes, so I think you should go in person. You should make sure that they're actually motivated and want to sell and all these great things. But I think you got this, my guy.
Oh, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, but you gotta get your butt to work. You know this.
And it was just when it comes to meeting in person, the only aspect one of the only reasons I didn't want to is because like I kind of look young. But I've seen one of your videos. You said that never stopped.
How old are you?
When you started off. I'm 17.
Do you know how old I was when I got my first wholesaling?
Didn't you say you were 16? You were 16.
I was 17 at 7. I was 17 years old. Made 20 grand my first month.
Right, and didn't you have your dad hold it for you, the contract or the money?
He signed the contract for me because I was 17. Yes.
Right. Okay.
Second deal, when I was 17 years old, I was allowed to go by myself because I haven't signed after. And then locked up then an extra $60,000 first half of 18 years old. So I look basically the same all by myself because I let to sign up by myself with no mommy or daddy. So I think you can do it too. That's it, man. All right. Well, bye, Eddie. You got this, man. All right. Keep it going. All righty. So next here we got Jalen.
What's up, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. It's late, but yeah. I'm like in the same shoes the other dude. He's 17. I'm 17. So like we're all in the same boat here. I'm from Louisville actually. So
I know you're from Louisville. You know why I know you're from Louisville?
Why?
because you don't say Louisville.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's the only way I know it. That's how I know if you're legit from there or not. I had to learn how to say it the right way because I was starting to virtually wholesale there, and
Really?
that was the one thing sellers knew I wasn't from there.
Really?
So once I learned that, I was good to go.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so I do have some questions. Like today, I went to go look at my first, like the FISBO. I talked to this guy. I went to go look at one of those today. The dude definitely has emotional attachment on the property, and I don't know like if it's a good idea to do a deal with someone like that, because they're stuck on their price, you know.
I don't like FISBOs for reasons like that. I do FISBOs, but like I'm kind of leaning more away from them because it's just so much easier to do off market now.
Yeah,
But when they're so emotionally stuck on how long has this FISBO been listed for?
it's been listed for over a month.
Okay. So I do like only doing FISBOs that are over 100 days.
Okay.
The problem with him is he's only a month in. He really doesn't have that urgency.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a month because people are still calling him. He thinks the thing's still worth a bunch of money.
Yeah.
And he hasn't had the pain of doing like 3 or 4 price reductions.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, okay, I'm sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
So my FISBO rules have always been 100 days because at 100, it's like, whoa, this thing's been sitting. No one's calling anymore. I just got to get rid of it. The problem is he hasn't felt the pain of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the problem, man. Like if I want to go sell my $30 baseball card for $500 and I need the money, after month 4, I'm going to have to say, oh crap, I got to bring the price down because no one's offering me this. And so what I found from motivated sellers, either their motivation is super high and they got to sell it now, or if they keep their price stupid, they have to wait for the market to show them. And so this guy needs more time to hurt, unfortunately, before he realizes he just got to get out of it.
Also, I have another question. You say you're virtually wholesaling in Louisville, right?
In Louisville, yes.
Yeah. So when I go to pull government lists, I have to go through like open data Louisville or something, and it like every time I called like the fire department for like burn properties, like fire damage properties, like 5 times. And every time I call them, they like tell me go to open data. So I feel like 3 requests. Or, like I don't know if you know.
So Jalen,
Mm-hmm.
I've been through this pain very recently with a bunch of people in Louisville. There is a GIS website, a map data thing. You're 17, so I don't need to go on a full thing. Just search it. There's a thing that has all the open code violations, all the open things. It's all in there, man. Okay. There's open access data points. You just got to look up code violations, public records. So it will pop up. Like 2 weeks ago, I did it for somebody. It's there.
What'd you say?
Look it up. I think it was called the GIS. I got it's Acelia Maps. Some of them in the comments can say it's one of those, but it's all open. You got to create an account for the city or whatever. It's free, but it's all open records.
Okay, yeah, I think I've seen that.
You just got to create an account though. It won't cost you any money or anything like that. I even used a Florida address for it. It was fine.
Okay, nice. Okay. Well.
The problem is you kind of gave up. Not saying you gave up, but like you kind of got stopped in your tracks with this. Mm-hmm. Most wholesalers in Louisville get stopped at the tracks at this, and they don't want to kind of go up that extra step. Do the extra step. I promise it'll be worth it.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna look into that for sure. So.
Not look into it. You're gonna do it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And also the thing.
Say that again. Your words are very powerful. If you say, oh, I'm gonna look into it, I'm gonna do it.
I'm going to do it, definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah. I have another question also. So my brother is going to be the one signing, like, because I'm 17, he's 21. So I'm going to have him sign for me if I do get a deal. Is there anything like, how do I take that to the title company? Will my brother take it to the title company, or would I? Because he's the one that signed.
You can just call, you can just send the contract, like just scan it on your, you can go on your, if you have an iPhone, you can go into notes and just scan it. Okay. And just send it to the title company or take a picture of it. That'll be fine too.
All right. Well, thank you for the information, bro. Appreciate it.
Louisville's a great market, my guy. I'm telling you, like, you're good. You just got to work hard, man.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. I'll see you, man.
Good night. Bye.
Appreciate it. All right. Shout out to Jalen there. Louisville's a great market, guys. I'm telling you. Rule 1, learn how to say it the right way if you're going to go in there. That was really painful with some sellers, but learn that and start making some money. So, Kyle, what is up?
Hey, what's up, Zach? How's it going?
I'm blessed, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. I just wanted to come by, man. I talked to you about a year ago. It's been a long time, but I just want to thank you and your dad. I've come a long way. I'm on like my sixth deal now. Like,
Woo!
yeah, man. I wanted to catch you, on live, and I'm glad I caught you tonight. I know I popped into your section, your comment section a lot, and I answered some questions for guys and things like that. You and your father, like I said, but I do things kind of different. Like after like my second deal, I met like a private lender, and he kind of helps me with pre-foreclosures. So I just door knock them, and yeah, and we've been knocking them out. And now I'll kind of bounce back to I door knock anyway. When I go on my pre-foreclosure deals, I see other like drop for dollars, and I see in the neighborhood while I'm there, and I leave sticky notes and things like that. So I kind of do, and I'm a beast, you know what I mean. So like I said, I do still work full time, and this camera's kind of weird, but no, I wanted to just, like I said, thank you. And I see one comment, like I said, I pop in, I know a guy, he said in the comments, how does he let, and then, a seller know that he's selling it, since you have to let him know in Arizona. And it's like, yeah, you just be honest and let him know, I always, even though, I have enough to invest, I always represent that I'm working with an investor. I'm working with someone, I'm working with, someone, anybody, I name, person by name. And he wanted me to know if you're interested in selling your property. Always, I know a lot of people want to come off as the cash buyer, but I try to do the opposite and come off as the middleman, especially when I'm door knocking pre-foreclosure. So,
I
I
get it.
don't get run off. You know what I mean? I'm never the bad guy. I'm working with somebody who wanted me to stop by and see if you'd be interested in selling your property, or, just different things. But like I said, I don't know if you remember, like I said, I came on your show. I had like this whole, I was at work, so I had the suit on. And then when we finally got on the line, I kind of blacked out because I was on driving home. I actually got off because it took me a long time. But, you gave me props on my confidence, and I didn't have any deals at that time. I think I locked up. But yeah, man, I've been knocking them out. Just believe it. So like I said, I just want to, tell everybody to keep going. Like I see the comments. I see a lot of times in the comments, and like you just said earlier, you can tell they don't go through your course. You can tell they don't watch your shows, and then
Oh yeah.
they actually silly. Not saying they're silly questions, but just beginner questions. But I mean, just invest in your course. It's just time. I tell everybody, like I said, we're in Arizona. I'm in Maricopa County. I work in Pinal County as well. And we have everybody out here. I can name them by names out here. We have all the gurus, all the competition, basically. Like I think wholesaling hub is out here. I tell everybody in Maricopa and in Phoenix. And I still, it's still a way you could just network. And, I'm not in any other programs. I get it pitched all the time, but, I still find a way to work with those guys and keep going. But again, I thank you and your
Dude, thank
father.
you, Kyle. I appreciate you in the comments. I promise you probably at deal 7 or 8 if you hopped on once a month with me, so I could look at your business and help you out for free. But hey, you're good to go, man. You're always invited on here. But I appreciate you in the comments. I appreciate you helping people out. Make sure you talk to Rick one time. He wants to hear back from you. I love hearing stories, man. I love people coming up to me at the grocery stores. Thanks, Zach. My first deal. Here's a picture of the check. Makes my day, man. I really appreciate it. Every single time I get a comment saying I'm a fraud, I don't know what I'm talking about. And then I get 7 people messaging me today. The first deal, right? I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. I do this for free because I know the people need it, and want to help you even more, man. So we got to get more deals though, dude. 6 is great. So why don't we make it 10?
Nah, I'm rocking. Like for example, I went on it's a part of Arizona called Maricopa, Arizona, but they're just like Maricopa County. And I went on a deal today. And how would you handle something like this? She's running to sell, but the house is worth it was her husband's. He passed away, but he quit claim deeded over to her right before he passed away, so she has rights. She said the lender won't speak to her, so we'll work on the payoff and everything like that. I'll let title deal with that. But how would you normally deal with a property that's not saying underwater, I don't really know that term, but as far as probably worth more than the comps are, just right where the comps are, and you really won't have any room to get your assignment fee in there or anything like that?
I get it.
What would you do?
So
I know, like I said, I sent it to one guy, one investor, just so you could look at it. Maybe you could keep it as a rental or something. The mortgage, their interest rate is 5.25%. So, and the mortgage is 12, the rent is 18 to 23 in the area. So is that what you'll do? Kind of tell somebody, they could keep it as a rental long term and kind of pitch it that way?
So you got to understand, from any wholesaling deal I've done, when you say the word underwater, I know you're not trying to say that, but you are at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
How much does the seller want? And how much is
Nothing.
the property worth?
Zero. So it's the VA loan that's assumable, and it was like I said, it was a father that passed away. She doesn't want anything. She just wants us to break even what's owed. So let's say what's owed is about 380, and it's comping like around say 360, and it's comping like 340 to 380.
What kind of VA?
So,
Why is it owed so much? Is the property in disarray? Is the loan?
no, the property is perfect. Like the property is like
when was the
a
loan
white
issued?
clean out, and it could be rented right away. It's worth so much. I don't. The reinstatement is 24K. I have
Was it a
screenshot
HELOC? Like I'm trying to understand, because when people get mortgages 5 or 6 years ago, the property should
2
appreciate.
years ago.
The equity should be 2 years. Okay.
It seems like when I was looking at it,
Phoenix
because
has
I
gone
just
down.
got it. It seems like they didn't make like one payment. It's funny. So yeah,
So in
I
this
don't know.
situation, man,
Mhm.
if there's not equity for you to make money,
Right.
you're not going to short sale it. Okay, dude. The amount of deals you've done, the amount of work that thing is going to be, short sale, no. You should just pitch payments to the thing, man. Do a subject to.
Right.
I don't care whatever term anyone else tells you. It's called a subject to. That's what lawyers say. And maybe even a lease option is good too. People don't talk about lease options too much. But the only thing you have to ask, and this is from every single creative finance book I've read in the past 30 years. Yes, creative finance is hundreds of years old. Even there are old George Bockel books from the 60s and 70s to talk about creative finance. You just got to ask them, are they willing to take payments? And if they're not, then like, what do you want then? Because go with a realtor. Oh, I can't go with a realtor. Then what? Because a real estate deal, not even wholesaling, a real estate deal comes down to price and terms, right? Everyone says that though, right? So you want your 380 price? Well, I get the terms I want. You want your price? Well, so if you want my price, I give you your terms, which is quick and cash and easy. So you can't get both, right? Because if I got my way, I'd buy every house for $1 a month with $0 down, but it would be $1 million price, right? So if it's underwater, like you say, they can't go. Can this person go with a realtor and get equity?
No, see, it's going to auction on the first. So
Auction on the first. So,
yeah.
And the reinstatement's 24 grand
Yeah.
that they
See,
can't
that's
pay.
what I've been doing. See, that's how I got my deals, because I have a investor, like I was mentioning, a private. He helps me like when I do it. Like I know you say, you guys, like I don't say you're wrong, but I know we do it different, because like we actually target people that their auction is within 7 days, because I can I get on the phone and we can reinstate it, and then we take it over subject to, like you mentioned. So when I see something that's so short term, that's still that's my field.
So Kyle, have you done a lot of creative financing deals?
Yes, that's all I've done. But no, not saying that's all I've done. I've done 2 of the assignment fee things, but with the Asian ones, I do it subject to with my partner.
I like subject twos, man. The thing with subject twos is I like buying. I'll do deals subject to. When you sell them to a buyer, what do buyers in real estate like? What do they only care about? They care about money, right? ROI. So if you're a smart guy, you know this. If I got to pour 24 grand to reinstate it and probably 10 grand to make it look good, and I can rent it out, let's say long-term rental, what is my return on investment over 5 years?
Right.
It's probably not going to look too hot, man. You know this.
Right. Not in that area, especially that city.
That's the issue, man. And I'm betting the mortgage is tough. You have a VA loan, which VA loan's great to buy. To take it over for creative financing, there's a whole other legal thing with that. I can't speak on this right now. I choose not to. Is it the right thing to be taking over a VA loan? I love saying screw the banks, but when it comes to the government, you don't like the government being mad. There's guys that love doing it on VA loans. Go ahead. I would probably let the deal go. I know some creative finance guy is going to go clip this out and say, "Oh, you do this method and this crazy thing, and you make sure you get a power of attorney on the guy." And my life, it ain't worth it. Okay. The only thing I can tell you is potentially a lease option if you can. Are they open to payments?
Well, if we see what she wants us to do is she wants us to buy it, because if we reinstate the mortgage, right, like we normally do, see what we do is reinstate the mortgage for about 4 months while we fix the property, then we sell it on the market.
We or you?
Huh?
We or you said we fixed up the property.
Yeah, we have. So I have an investor that works with me. That
Okay.
we reinstate the mortgage, and he also allows me to rehab the property. So he invests all that. Then
If you have a guy like that, oh,
yeah,
good
that's
job.
why. So that's why I've been getting all my deals, no question. And we split it 50-50 once we, sell the property on the market. So no, it's an awesome situation. And with this one, it's the only reason is that it's not enough margin for him. So that's
Yeah.
he won't work with that one. So I won't even pitch it to him. But with that, that's why I was thinking if I could find another investor, which I do have other cash buyers, and then would you send it to them and say, you're not going to make any money now, just give me 10. The seller doesn't want any money. They just want you to, settle what's owed to the bank. And I'll take 5, you know what I mean? But what's owed to the bank, and then
Kyle,
take it over to rent.
I hate to tell you, as a cash buyer myself,
Right.
I'm a risk and reward type guy.
Right.
I love subject twos. There's high risk though, but there's high. So my subject twos, if I buy it for a rental, I love giving wholesalers 10, 15 grand for a subject two.
Yes.
I want to make at least 30, 40, 50% ROI over 5 years because there's others due on sale. Oh, you don't worry about the due on sale clause, bro. There's risks inherently with this, right? If I'm not making at least 20% ROI, I ain't going to do it. So I would say probably not because you already know what a deal is. You've done deals like this. I would say no. Go and try to pitch it to someone. Maybe you'll find someone, right? But I personally don't think it's going to be a crazy good deal because if that 20% is not there, what's the point?
Right.
I get people pitching me 7 caps on a subject to deal. I just laugh it off. And most good subject to people, lease option people, understand the ROI type thing, and that's how it works. That's why the creative financing is so powerful because you make more money on the creative finance deal than you do on a regular rental. And so that's a problem. Like if I just buy a house cash, rent it out with look at all my ROIs, right? I'm probably going to be at 10, 12% cash on cash in Florida if I buy it for the peak with a real tour. And so 15% with a wholesaler, maybe even with paying their assignment fee, it's got to be above that premium.
Right.
There's economics 101. So I would say no, but guess what? And I did, this is 7 years of wholesaling, 2,000 deals. I've said this so many times and I found an idiot to give me a 10 grand fee and be like, what? And I just take it and I count my blessings.
Yes.
Now, more often than not, that doesn't happen, but there has been hundreds of times, not that hundreds of times where I was like, this is a crap deal and ended up making 30 grand on it. And I'm like, what? Whatever.
Right.
So
I'll update you.
Always do it. Always pitch it.
But
Just not to your good buyers though. Not to your good buyers.
Right. Yeah, I keep it real though. Like I like this. I explain it to you, explain it to them because I know they're far more experienced and they're always going to see what I see. They're going to see far more. They run comps faster than I do. So I just tell them exactly what I see and see if you could do anything with this. That's the approach that I'll take. And even
I like it, man.
Knows that.
Let me give you one thing though. I'll tell you. The best investors for this type of thing that'll overpay are always people that have rentals really nearby.
Okay.
Like I will take a bad cap rate for something that's literally next door to my rental property just because it's proximity.
Right.
So I would say if you're looking for someone to overpay,
it's great. So I'm going to use
rental. What?
I said that little Zillow rental, the rentals nearby in the area, that's perfect. I use that all the time because, even the investor, he's an agent and he hires agents, but I always try to sell the property myself, and I do it all the time, before we even get it out there by doing exactly what you say to do. It's an awesome strategy, you know what I mean? And like I said, we were able to search the LLCs out here and get the person's number. Then I take that to True People Search and call them directly. And yeah, we've sold properties like that. I got one in Maryville that's, locking up right now from somebody that had a rental 4 doors down, found them on Zillow, called them, and he went over there before we even fixed it up and anything, and he's going to buy it. We're going to make 11.5 a piece, you know what I mean? So, Yeah, and that's like November to now. So yeah, I appreciate you again. I'll keep you updated. I'm always willing to help people out. Like I said, when I do jump in your comments, because I'm always working. So I'll try to answer anyone's questions. I'll try to, step on your feet or say the wrong things, but I'll tell them what you guys would normally tell them. And I know a lot of the times it's just they haven't taken your course or watched enough of your videos and they're not locked in. They kind of want to bombard you with questions and they get upset that you're not answering the questions. And, and they're simple questions that if they really just look at the course or get in the field, really, that's where you get all your answers, for real. I'm like an expert now with title agencies and the lender. I speak to lenders directly. I got third-party authorization, and I speak to a lender, and I stop auctions hours before auctions in this past year. I mean, I'll tell you more about it one day. I'm not going to lock you up. I know you got a lot
Let's
of
do
people.
it, man. But Kyle,
Yeah, man.
I want you to understand, because everyone watching this, you've learned a lot from the course, but I'll tell you, I know for a fact you've learned more by doing it than the course, right?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
The course shows you the rules of the game, but then you got to play it. And then once you play the game, stuff opens up, man.
You meet an investor. I met an investor. Like he is no dollar. Like we brought somebody out of 45K behind. Just crazy numbers. He just send me the wiring instructions, and then how much does the seller want, and how long do they want to stay in the property? That's another thing we do. We let them stay in the property a little bit longer. Yeah, we have a whole plan. It's awesome. So thanks again. And I door knock. Like I said, I tell everybody, get in the field, door knock, pre-foreclosures. Represent that you're representing somebody else, so they don't run you off. They know you're not ready to buy their property, else you wouldn't be the one knocking their door. That's what I tell them. You know what I mean? So just say that you're working for someone else, and be polite.
All right, man. I appreciate you, dude. Keep it up.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Boom. Shout out to Kyle there. Awesome. Vince, up late. What's up, man?
What's up, man? I'm in the car, man. So
I know you're freezing your butt off. It's cold.
Yeah, what's going on? How you been, man?
I'm blessed, man. Give me an update. What's going on?
Hey, work as usual. I got a deal that just came up with a realtor. So I was trying to figure out the ins and outs of how I should go about it. It's an off-market property, so she hasn't put it on the market yet. They said the seller's waiting for the end of the month to put it on the market. But if a cash offer is legit for them, they're willing to go that route instead of putting it on the market. So my thing is, first, if the numbers make sense to the seller, and I work with the realtor, do I use, of course I'm in Florida. Do I use the Florida, what's it called, Florida bar or whatever?
Yeah, the FAR bar, Florida bar one.
FAR bar. Do I use that contract and make an assignable, or do I use my purchase sale agreement and then like working and how would I work that fee in for the realtor?
I like mine because you can just add a line, but on the FAR bar you can add a line too. And so make sure assignability on the Florida bar contract that you get is assignable. There should be it says assignability. Make sure that they may assign and give the rights away to someone else. There's another one in the assignability that says you may assign, but you're not. I forgot the legal term of it. It's like you may assign it, but you're still beholden to the terms of the contract. You don't want that one. You want the one all the way to the left that makes you just out of the whole thing, no matter what.
Right.
I'm not going to whole thing on that one. And then there should be additional comments or additional lines, and you can write whatever you want on there. On that line, you can write Jackie O'Neill, Realtor, Johnson Shores, has agreed to get paid whatever amount at the end of this. But you have to also be careful because some realtors, you can't write commission. Sometimes you have to write it's getting a marketing fee of, I like to put that on the assignment of contract because I like the cash buyer to buy it and the seller not seeing that the realtor is getting paid. Is the realtor going to be the seller side on this?
Right. Well,
so if the realtor is going to be on the sell side, then you write it on that purchase sale agreement. Realtor Jackie O'Neill gets paid $5,000 from the seller out of the HUD or the closing statement. And it should be easy and simple like that. Then if she's on the seller side to get paid, she's not going to be on the purchase and sale. Now, if you're paying her, if you're paying her, Then on the assignment of contract, you write that basically Vince agrees to pay $5,000 or whatever out of his assignment fee to Jackie O'Neill for commissions or for a marketing fee or whatever her broker's allowed to put on there.
So basically, I should ask the realtor, hey, now was a seller is it now? Okay, how should I? First off, how would you?
Yeah.
How should I
What
go about?
wording
You know what I'm
do you
saying?
want me to put in the
Yeah.
contract for you to get paid your $4,000? Do you want me to say commissions? Do you want to say marketing? I know brokers are really picky of what your broker's going to be picky of what you can get paid on, what you call it. So just let me know. And they'll usually tell you something that they're okay with.
Tell her. Do I tell her? Does the seller? Should I be like, hey, is the seller gonna take care of you, or do you want, or we are supposed to, pay your commission? Should I ask
Yeah, just
that, or
ask the
no?
realtor
Ask
what
that.
they want.
So ask the realtor what they want.
Yeah, like ask them what they're okay with on here. Let's see, I'm taking a picture of that. All right. That's something funny I was going to show Rick. But yeah, put it on there and get paid, man.
So, and then my next question is, how do I come up with that percentage, or how do I come up with, hey, I'm gonna pay you $5,000, or they're gonna pay you?
Make on the deal.
How do we talk those?
How much do you think you're going to make on the deal?
Okay, so this is the thing. Have you heard of Winter Park, Florida?
Of course. Legoland.
Okay, so yeah, it's a
That's
great.
Winter
It's a
Haven,
great.
right? I don't know.
No,
Winter Haven or
well,
Winter Park?
Winter Haven is Lego. That's Polk County, but
Okay.
this is Central Florida, Orange County. So the property, I think it will be a wholesalable deal because the ARV in the area is like 700,000. They want 515, but I asked them, hey, are they flexible with the 515 before I even go over there on the appointment. They said they are flexible with the 515. So I was trying to get at least down between like 485, and try to wholesale for like 505. There's no crazy damage to the property, just like updating and renovating.
I would just put $5,000. I think you can at least squeeze 10, 15 out of that. So just get the realtor $5,000. That's usually my standard.
Mm.
Now, if you got to reduce it, you got to reduce it, right? If you only make $5,000, then reduce yours to 3 or something, right? But I think 5 is pretty standard. Make her happy.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, do you think that's legit though? To set if the ARV 700, if I get them around that 505 area, that's a legit wholesale.
Depends on the repairs, obviously, but yeah, if the repairs are $40,000, it should work. Should
Yeah,
find
that's
something.
what I was thinking. Like, if it's
At least
nothing, that's why I actually was. I thought those margins was good enough. 'Cause I never done a house that big. 700. I never done a house. My house has been
There's numbers on a piece of
between that
paper,
three.
man.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And you're
You
selling
know what I'm
that piece
saying?
of paper.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. So I didn't know if the percentage changes, if the numbers get higher. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, the
I put
percentages do get a little
discount.
higher, but at the end of the day, you got to lock it up for the lowest you can and see what a buyer's going to be at. There are less
100%.
buyers though at that price point, but you just got to shop around and look.
And before I get off, man, I want to tell people, I messed up, man. I had a deal of the year last year, the end of last year. Make sure you know the location of your property. Location is everything, man. This lady came to me, and she wanted 140,000 for this property. It was just all messed up. But the area it was in the downtown area, old like historic area. I thought it was gonna be nothing of value because another property only sold for like 160 on the market. Man, this lady, I was offering her like 100,000. She ended up putting it on the market. The property sold for 225, man.
Woo!
So whoever's out there, man, if you think the numbers are too high, still try to at least get it under contract and put it and know your location. If your location is that property in that area is rising, just put it on the contract. Don't worry about the comps. I don't want to curse on here, but don't worry about the comps. Just put it on the contract if it's in a great area that's rising, because you never know. Somebody may be out there want to spend a crazy boatload of money on that property, and don't make my mistake.
I literally said that with Kyle just before you. You never know, man. So
You
keep
just
it up. I
never know.
appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Good seeing you, man. Take care
All
now.
right, good seeing you. Awesome. So, guys, if you want to learn how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free, do me a favor. Make sure you go out here to freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course where I teach you how to wholesale real estate absolutely free, step by step. All these people that came successful through it, you do the same thing. So, guys, I appreciate it. And love you guys all. Go to freewholesaling.com, and I'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.